On the show today, the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development contributing to economic growth and development through several initiatives and experiencing Jamaica's attractions this summer. Hello, I'm Adrian Atkinson and welcome to Jamaica Magazine. Our package starts right now with the top news stories of the day.
Good day, I'm Carrie Ann Smith and this is your GIS News for Thursday, July 3. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller has committed Jamaica to deepening relations with Spain as part of expanded cooperation between the Caribbean community and that European nation. She points out that Spain has made significant contributions to Jamaica's economy, especially through investments in tourism and support for the health sector. Mrs. Simpson Miller was speaking in Antigua and Barbuda Wednesday during an exchange between CARICOM heads of government and Spain's Prime Minister as part of the 35th meeting of CARICOM heads. In an interview with GIS News, the Prime Minister meanwhile stressed the importance of the CARICOM meeting, saying it was an important tool for finding solutions to critical issues affecting the region.
As we continue to discuss the single market and the economy, I think it is very important for us as heads and officials to meet here to discuss issues that impact in a serious way the lives of our people in our region.
Among other things, CARICOM heads are discussing a strategic plan for growth, development and collaboration among member countries. The Conference of Heads of Government meeting concludes on Friday. In the meantime, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller has lauded Dominica for amending its constitution to adopt the Caribbean Court of Appeal as the country's final appellate court. The congratulations were conveyed during talks with Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit at the CARICOM Heads of Government meeting. Mrs. Simpson Miller said the constitutional amendment was a vote of confidence in the CARICOM regional institution and the high quality of the jurisprudence in the region. She reasoned that Dominica had set an example for several other CARICOM member states, including Jamaica, which is yet to adopt the CCJ as their final appellate court. The National Water Commission, NWC, will be further limiting water provided to customers in an effort to stretch the supply as drought conditions persist. Portfolio Minister Robert Pickers-Gill told Parliament on Wednesday that the situation was bordering on a crisis and drastic measures had to be taken.
Indeed, the amount of rainfall we received island-wide fell below the 30-year average for what is normal at this time of the year and was not enough to make up the deficit of the dry season between December 2013 and April 2014.
As a result, he has instructed the NWC to issue a prohibition notice by this weekend for the washing of cars, watering of lawns and the filling of swimming pools, among other activities.
We will be adopting a zero-tolerance approach to certain activities. Persons who are found to be in breach of the prohibition will be taken before the resident magistrate's court and may be directed to pay a fine.
By law, the NWC has the power to issue water use prohibition notices during times of drought. Persons found guilty can be fined or imprisoned. In the meantime, the Rapid Response Unit is to begin trucking water to the most drought-affected areas across the island. The exercise begins Thursday in Clarendon and South St. Elizabeth.
We will be making available 2 8,000-gallon trucks from the Rapid Response Unit to truck water to persons in Clarendon. In South St. Elizabeth, in addition to allocation of funds for the trucking of water, we will also be dispatching 3 8,000-gallon trucks for the trucking of water.
Persons can also buy water by going to any commercial bank and request the manager's check payable to the National Water Commission. And the Water Ministry will continue the rehabilitation of catchment tanks island-wide. For their part, members of the public are urged to conserve on water as much as possible as the current drought situation is expected to worsen. The Ministry of Health has put systems in place to deal with the threat of a chikungunya outbreak in Jamaica. There have been no reported cases in Jamaica, but several other Caribbean countries have reported an outbreak of the virus.
We have sensitized our health professionals on the management protocols We are monitoring the environmental conditions and have put measures in place to facilitate early detection.
The Health Minister made that report while delivering his sectoral presentation in Parliament on Tuesday. The Aedes aegypti mosquito, which transmits dengue fever, also carries the chikungunya virus. To help prevent a local spread of the virus, Minister Ferguson urged Jamaicans to destroy mosquito breeding sites around their homes, workplaces, schools and other locations. And finally, the Health Ministry is working towards developing a roadmap for achieving universal health coverage.
Universal health coverage implies, and I quote, all people have access without discrimination to nationally determined sets of promotive, preventive, curative and rehabilitative basic health services needed.
Among the steps being taken are investment in equipment and the physical plant at primary and secondary healthcare facilities, introduction of a GOJ health card, and implementation of the vital, essential and necessary VEN list of medication. The Health Ministry, in collaboration with the Pan American Health Organization, will also host a high-level strategic dialogue in the second quarter of this year to support development of the blueprint for universal health coverage. And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Carrie-Ann Smith. Thanks for watching.
Smoking. It's bad for your health. There's nothing cool about this habit. Tobacco smoking is a silent killer that will snare you in a horrific cycle of addiction that robs you of your money and your health. And it's not just you who suffers. Those around you who inhale the smoke are also at risk, your friends and loved ones. So stop if you've started, or resist before you begin the habit. Stay healthy.
Strengthening communities, creating employment opportunities, increasing the number of parish council offices, and a pilot project to reduce transport costs to the Riverton landfill. Details of these and other key undertakings were shared in Parliament by Minister of Local Government and Community Development, Noel Arscott, as he outlined measures that will create opportunities for growth and development. Minister Arscott was making his contribution to the sectoral debate. The highlights up next.
Local Economic Development Program to move into high gear, buildings to be constructed for 3 parish councils, and steps being taken to reduce fires at Riverton City landfill. Those are just some of the plans by the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development in the 2014-2015 financial year. The ministry is creating opportunities for growth and development. In this financial year, the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development will continue to roll out aspects of its Local Economic Development Program to create employment and build communities. 6 of 11 projects have already been approved by the Caribbean Local Economic Development Program. The projects, which cost $38 million, include the Riverton Recycle Project, the Cecil Charlton Park Development, the Spanish Town Tourism Project, the Beeston Spring Organic Training and Agro-Processing, and New Roads Rest Stop Project.
Collectively, these will reduce the rural to urban migration phenomena, assist in environmental hazard reduction, and create jobs within the communities from which the positive multiplier effects require no great debate.
In the 2014-2015 financial year, the local authorities will also implement a number of measures to speed up the approval process for building permits. These include building the capacity of local authorities, establishing help desks to provide assistance for applicants, monitoring the applications process, and improving application forms. In the last fiscal year, 86.5% of the over 5,000 applications received were approved. Of that total, almost 81% were approved within 90 days.
In fact, there were 1,044 applications being processed by the local authorities. Only 287 of these, with an estimated investment value of $4 billion, exceeded the 90-day approval target.
The building bill, which will be submitted to Cabinet soon, will also help to speed up the building approval process. and all local authorities will be fully equipped to use the application management and data automation system by the end of the financial year. That way, clients will be able to track the status of their building applications online. At least 3 buildings will be constructed in this financial year for parish councils across the island. $90 million has been earmarked from the Equalization Fund to construct offices for parish councils in St. Thomas and Westmoreland and the Portmore Municipal Council. On the issue of roads, plans are underway to use the access road to the Riverton City landfill as a pilot project for concrete roads. The rehabilitation project, which will be managed by the United Nations Office for Project Services, will, among other things, improve access to the landfill and reduce the operating costs for garbage trucks.
This will be done through a donation of $200 million from the Mesoamerican Fund operated by the Mexican government. We intend to do a further 20 kilometers of concrete roads after the completion of the Riverton pilot.
A number of markets will also be renovated to ensure the environment is conducive to vendors and customers. The local government ministry will also continue to ensure property tax compliance to build on the gains of the last fiscal year. $5.83 billion was collected, 80% of the $7.26 billion target. The Portmore Municipal Council surpassed its target.
As an incentive, Mr. Speaker, for their success in collection of property taxes, the Council was awarded $5 million to be used in the development and improvement of a community project.
Street lights are also a priority for the government. To minimize the current bill, existing street lights will be replaced with efficient LED lights, saving the government about $1 billion annually. A request for proposal will be issued in short order, and the LED lights should be purchased by March 2014. Recommendations for a special tariff on street lights have also been submitted to the Office of Utilities Regulations. The government will also strengthen its solid waste management systems in the 2014-2015 financial year. As it relates to the Riverton City landfill, soil will be used to cover the area properly in a bid to reduce fires. Funding will come from the environmental levy. Requests for proposals will also be issued to provide waste-to-energy solutions.
Finally, we are in the process of identifying an alternate site to Riverton, where a modern landfill will be established.
Funds have also been identified to establish a transfer station in Western Jamaica.
The site has been secured. The NSWMA has obtained a non-objection from NEPA with the requisite conditionalities. The procurement arrangements are being put in place, and ground will be broken as soon as this is complete.
2 upcoming pieces of legislation will strengthen the solid waste management system and penalize individuals who continue the improper disposal of garbage. Individuals will also be encouraged to practice the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle to eliminate waste and protect the environment. The administration will also mitigate the impact of natural disasters on communities by fixing drains, building the capacity of community emergency response teams, and conducting risk assessments. The Disaster Risk Management Bill has also been submitted to Cabinet for approval. The Ministry of Local Government and Community Development, working to develop prosperous communities throughout Jamaica.
Chantal, you know me can't find him for wait, I know when they know. Watch me, honey. Hey Chantal, where you watch? GIS?
No most, you know said that the program are the best.
Them always the places where you have progress. I'm here to them there. Don't me now forget.
I must Manchester's finest.
Hey, hide your remote, not change the station.
Cause we soon come back with more information
from the school and the station where you're number 1. From the school and the program where you're number 1.
Commuters, travel the route to excellence. Get your new JUTC Smarter card today. It's not only safer, it'll also have you boarding faster and get you on your way quicker. Cards are available at JUTC sales offices, the JUTC lay-by in St. Catherine, the JUTC Halfway Tree Transport Center, and the East Parade office in Kingston. Print and collect your own ticket. Find the value in the JUTC Smarter card. It's the smart way to go.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high.
You can make this summer a relaxing one by visiting any of the Urban Development Corporation UDC's beaches and recreational spots. Here are some of those to choose from as you make the time to experience Jamaica.
Wondering where to go for fun, excitement, or the opportunity to hang out with family and friends? Look no further. The Urban Development Corporation has a wide variety of recreational facilities, including beaches for your enjoyment. Journey with us to the western end of the island, which is known for its white sand beaches, Westmoreland to be exact. There you will find the Long Bay Beach. Long Bay Beach Park is found along Negrill's sparkling 7 miles of white sand beach. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., the beach has picnic benches in the park and changing facilities. Visitors have more than 9 hectares of beach to enjoy at Long Bay Beach Park. On the north coast, the jewel of Caribbean waterfalls reigns supreme at Dunn's River Falls. Dunn's River Falls is one of the island's most outstanding natural treasures. It offers 600 feet of climbing pleasure for thousands of visitors and locals alike. The Dunn's River Falls and Park, which is a popular recreational spot all year round, is open daily from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. In proximity to Dunn's River Falls is another of the UDC's managed and maintained facility, the multi-award-winning Green Grotto Caves. This tourist attraction includes a guided tour through an active cave system. The experience is educational, historic, cultural, and a soft adventure. During the tour, emphasis is placed on protection of the natural ecosystem as the caves operate within the tenets of an environmental management system. The caves were the first worldwide and in the Caribbean to be awarded Green Globe certification. This certification confirms that the Green Grotto Caves maintain good environmental and social practices. Green Grotto Caves is open every day between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. and has other facilities and amenities such as restrooms, a snack shop, a logo shop set on well-manicured lawns, and gardens. So we showed you those breathtaking beaches and recreational spots along the north and west coasts. Now it's time to travel to the east. There we'll explore the picture-perfect Reach Falls in Portland. These pulsating falls are situated in a luxurious tropical park found along 5 miles above Manchonil, a small fishing village. The attraction features a cascading waterfall, a picnic area, and a nature trail. The lush greenery of the montane forest and the refreshing pool beneath the waterfall promise a memorable experience. Reach Falls is open Wednesday to Sunday between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. In Helsher, St. Catherine is the Fort Clarence Beach for the beach lovers. The 16-hectare beach park is a popular family fun day and picnic spot. It's also an ideal relaxation spot for residents of Portmore, Kingston, and neighboring communities. Our white sand, fish, and bammy and a clean atmosphere is one that guarantees the best beach experience. So this weekend, why not treat yourself? Opening hours are Wednesdays to Fridays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. So when thinking of where to go for fun, excitement, or just to hang out with family and friends, remember to choose from our beaches: Long Bay, Bluefields, Duns River, and Fort Clarence. And for other activities, there are the Green Grotto Caves, Two Sisters Caves, and Reach Falls. The Urban Development Corporation, maintaining some of the island's finest beaches and recreational facilities for your enjoyment. The Urban Development Corporation has a number of properties available for lease or sale. These are the Catherine Hall Entertainment Complex in Montego Bay, Caymanas Golf and Country Club in St. Catherine, Cotton Polyester Complex in Old Harbour, St. Catherine, Ideal Warehouse, Water Lane, Kingston, Chapel Lane Market in Kingston, and Sea Castle Apartment in Rose Hall, Montego Bay. To learn more about the work of the Urban Development Corporation, call 922-831-024 or visit their website at www.udcja.com. You may also follow them on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, or visit their information center on the ground floor, Kingston Mall, downtown Kingston.
It keeps our bodies working, our food nutritious, our living and working spaces clean, and our lives comfortable. Water, the most precious resource necessary for the sustenance of life on our planet. Don't waste it. Let's conserve on this critical commodity. In the house, invest in storage containers and buckets. Take quick showers instead of long baths, and invest in water-efficient shower heads, toilets, and faucets. You may also want to consider one-pot meals and cooking methods that don't require much water. You could also wash fruits and vegetables in a bowl and reuse the water on your plants or grass. When cleaning dishes, fill both sinks and use one for washing and the other for rinsing. The leftover water can be used to wash off the concrete or asphalt in your yard. If you must wash your car at home, aim for once a fortnight and use a bucket to do the washing instead of running the hose. Don't delay. Start your water conservation practices today.
When using an automated banking machine ABM, ensure the machine is in a location you are comfortable with, and when you enter, be sure to close the door. Examine the machine before you insert your debit card, and never enter your card if the machine has a suspicious device attached to it. More important, don't allow strangers to assist you in conducting a transaction. And remember, treat your debit card like cash. Keep it in a safe place.
It's the eve of the birthday of the Right Excellent Norman Manley, one of our national heroes and founding fathers of Jamaica's political movement. He left a legacy worth knowing, information which can be accessed at a museum in his honor at Roxburgh in Manchester. Why not use the summer break to visit the site? We did, and here's what we have to share.
This place is too powerful and certainly too important to our national memory to have been laying in ruin. The walls of Roxburgh must enshrine the story of the social, political, and economic transformation that Norman Manley brought to this country and certainly shone to the rest of the world.
And so it shall. On July 4, 2013, a museum reflecting the life, work, and passion of the former Premier of Jamaica and national hero Norman Washington Manley was opened. Let's get the facts now on this national treasure. Did you know that housing projects such as Mona Heights, Harborview, and Doheny Park in St. Andrew were all conceptualized and started under the leadership of Norman Manley? And did you know that the Beach Control Law of 1956 was introduced by him to ensure that all Jamaicans had the same access to our beaches as visiting foreigners? Well, those and other facts can be read from the displays mounted in the hallowed halls of Roxborough, Manchester, the birthplace of Norman Manley. They help to tell the story of his legacy and keep his memory alive.
It is our hope that even this restored place and the humility of what we see that Norman Manley was born in, and in some cases developed in, will imbue the spirit of social consciousness that led him, for his example, to use his own money to spawn Jamaica welfare.
History tells us that Norman Manley wasn't a man to wait for things to happen. He believed in taking action to make them happen. Among the long list of his achievements, Manley is known for making significant contribution to the trade union movement in the 1930s. He guided the construction of Gordon House, which remains the country's seat of parliament. And his tireless work in helping to write Jamaica's constitution and win independence from Britain in 1962 is legendary.
He was a passionate social activist who thought at first his advocacy for the poor and disenfranchised was best served through his social work. He regarded community effort as a pillar for national development.
Roxborough also opens up the lighter side of Norman Manley, his family history from his roots, and his love of Edna. The couple courted for only 3 months before they got married. Edna and Norman enjoyed each other's company and spent a lot of time together. They even had nicknames for each other. Edna called him Kid, and he called her Jimmy Sunshine. Ever the romantic, Norman wrote Edna several love letters, excerpts of which are on display. Besides his adoring wife, Norman Manley had a passion for the arts. He loved dancing, music, and the theater. The Roxborough Museum also reveals personal information about N.W. Manley, like the story behind his middle name. Washington was deliberately chosen by his parents to draw on the courageous spirit of U.S. President George Washington, who took on the British as Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Army. And did you know that Manley was a teacher before he became a lawyer? He taught at Jamaica College as assistant master, moving on to Titchfield High in Portland and Hope Farm in St. Andrew.
Norman Washington Manley, he's a man that I would have loved to have known, because I see so many qualities in him that are so important for taking us to the next great phases of our development, one of which was unity, courage, and humility.
More than a century after his birth and decades after his death, the museum satisfies the curiosity about a man who was a champion of the people and a nation builder. Roxborough's restoration is the result of collaboration involving several state agencies and ministries. The project cost $11 million, an investment in the preservation of our nation's history. The museum is open to Jamaicans free of cost, Mondays to Fridays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
If the call centers in Jamaica have to shut down, you know how many people would lose them work?
Thousands.
If the tourists stop come to Jamaica, you know how many people would have suffer?
Hundreds of thousands. People, don't skin up with no scammer. Don't take them blood money. It is killing Jamaica. Help put them away.
Silence brings violence.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
This is how we close the show for today, but we don't have to lose this connection. Keep the link via our website, jis.gov.jm. Send us some feedback via email or a tweet at JIS News. Join us again tomorrow, same time, same station. On behalf of the entire production crew, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.